able to say, well, with us being able to say he's going to 8 straight NBA finals. You know, well, damn it, you would have lost 6 in your career, okay? 3 of the last 4. I just don't want to see that. I understand what's going on here, but here's what everybody needs to remember. This is perhaps the easiest loss LeBron James would be able to stomach of his career if he avoided 2 scenarios. A, don't lose in the first round. And B, don't lose to Kyrie Irving. If you don't lose in the first round and you don't lose to Kyrie Irving, any other loss that happened at the hands of with these Cleveland Cavaliers would be easy to stomach because of all the change that has taken place and all the distractions. If Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. and Rodney Hood and George Hill don't work out, if Kevin Love, mental and physical issues, and we wish him nothing but the best because he's a great guy, if he can't come back and be what he needs to be, if you're LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, you had the perfect excuse. You had the perfect excuse to go home early and not have us watch you lose another NBA Finals. I don't wish that for him. I would rather him lose earlier, go home, take his, get some rest, and decide where the hell he's going to be next year and beyond, and start planning for another couple of championship runs that way. I don't want to see him lose and have 6 NBA Finals losses on his resume. I do not wish that for him because I think that's what a lot of people will focus on instead of the greatness he has blessed us with for so many years. I just don't wish that for him.
Well, I don't think you're going to have to worry about it because I don't think they're getting to the finals, Stephen A. Smith. This team is much closer that he's playing on right now to the Cleveland team he dragged kicking and screaming to the finals in '07 than it is to the teams of recent vintage that LeBron James has been on. The past 7 in a row where he's gotten to the finals. I don't care how weak the Eastern Conference is seen to be. You go to 7 straight finals, just the wear and tear physically, emotionally, psychologically. There's no way anyone in the modern game should be able to do that, particularly at his age. He is amazing, and he will go down as the 2nd greatest player of all time behind Michael Jordan. And that's only because Jordan's peak was a little higher than his. He's just amazing. But I don't think he can drag this team to the finals, Stephen A. Smith. You think about what they actually traded Kyrie Irving for. They traded Kyrie Irving for Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., and Rodney Hood. Someone should have told Magic that they could have made that deal. He would have traded for Rodney Hood and traded the 3 of them for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving would be in purple and gold right now. I mean, think about that. They broke $1 into 4 quarters, or a 50-cent piece if you see Isaiah that way, but he had the bad hip. And now this is what they're left with. I don't want to see him go to the finals anyway. As I said, I don't think he can get there. But you know why? Our analytics team, Stephen A., tells me that he has a 0.5% chance to win the finals this year. 0.5, that's 1 out of 200. If they played 200 finals, you think maybe he'd win 1. You know, he's not going to win. He has no shot to beat either Golden State or Houston, which are the only 2 teams, barring catastrophic injury, that are going to come out of the West. It's one or the other. He has virtually no chance to beat either one. But to tell you the truth, the more I look at it, I don't know how good a chance he has to get out of the East, period. He's going to have to get through Boston and Toronto. I don't know if he can get by with this cast, Boston or Toronto. Even if Kevin Love comes back and looks good, maybe he can get by Boston if they're without Marcus Smart. Obviously, they're not going to have Gordon Hayward. But Toronto, good luck with that. I don't see it, Stephen A.
I think they could get out of the East, and that's what I'm worried, because I don't want them to get out of the East. I'd rather see Toronto or Boston. I mean, listen, Philly ain't got no chance. They're too young right now or what have you. The Wizards, they don't have the personnel depth-wise to pull it off. We get it. Milwaukee can't hit perimeter shots with any degree of consistency. We get Indiana's just got 1 player in Oladipo. Miles Turner's played well the other night against Embiid and stuff. But bottom line is they don't have the personnel. Nate McMillan, by the way, is my coach of the year. I think he's been absolutely sensational, and he deserves a lot of credit. But in the end, what it comes down to is this. LeBron James, I don't see one team in the East that I believe I can look at and say, you can beat LeBron a best 4 out of 7. I did not say Cleveland. I said LeBron. And my problem with that's why this subject is something we're talking about, because I actually don't want LeBron to win the East because I don't want to see him lose
but I think
another
this
NBA Finals. Unless, Max, we are of the mindset he'd lose to Golden State, but he could beat Houston. Because then you're saying, okay, what do you wish for more? LeBron James to lose before the finals, or for LeBron James to make it to the finals, but Houston to beat Golden State because LeBron could beat Houston? I mean, which one are you wishing for?
The most interesting matchup is probably Boston and Houston in the finals. That would give you new characters and interesting stars.
I would love that.
I have a feeling it may be Houston and Toronto. But the point is, I want to get to your narrative. If you don't want to see LeBron lose 6 finals, and I understand it's coming from a good place, but I believe that your narrative is caught up in like a previous era's basketball values. Stephen A., you're about 6 years older than I am. But we came up more or less in the same era of the way you thought about basketball. And back then, if the best player in the world had a crew, no excuses, go win the finals. Didn't mean he always did. Moses Malone didn't always win. Larry Bird didn't always win. Magic Johnson didn't always win. But they were always in the mix, and they frequently won. And then Jordan changed everything. It's like, well, now you got to win all the time. I don't see it like that anymore. I don't think people are going to see that way in this generation or the next, because the game has changed. It is much less physical. It's much more European, kind of opened up. It's much more dependent on team than it used to be one singular superstar.
No way.
So when you say, like, KD, get it done, well, who else is around? If you're in with a juggernaut super team, you're not going to be able to get it done.
Well,
hey, LeBron, I don't want to see you lose. Everyone's going to know he has no shot against Houston or Golden State.
That's falsifying my narrative. I didn't say KD get it done without them in terms of a championship. Earlier, I said KD get it done for the rest of the regular season.
Right.
Or that's all the regular season.
No, I understand, but Houston also is playing the regular season.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just assuming they'll lose another game or two before the season's over. And Golden State is only like a game back from them. So that's the only way I'm looking at it. All I'm saying is I was talking about Kevin Durant, regular season. As it pertains to LeBron, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint, look, you got enough of a crew to get to the finals. I'm just hoping he does it, because I don't care what anybody says. You will remember that he lost 6 NBA finals.
It kills him for the MJ conversation. You know that's what he cares about.
Listen,
I know history might be kind to him down the road when we're looking back at it, but for what he's chasing, that ghost, the GOAT.
I get it, and I've made that argument. All I'm saying is the emphasis that Stephen A. and I and you are used to from a previous era, that may not be as pronounced as we think it'll be going forward, because the game has changed.
We shall see. Still to come. Jay Gruden said it was a no-brainer to trade for Alex Smith. The guys will weigh in on that next.